Ready for your semester exam for first semester, the test 3-2. So number one, Regina answers 78% of the questions on her social studies quiz correctly. What fractional part of the question did Regina not answer correctly? So what do you remember about percent? Percent means per 100. So that means if there were 100 questions, she would have answered 78 of them correctly. So we want to know how many did she answer incorrectly or completely wrong. That would be 22. You might say, how did he get this so quickly? Well, I know there are 100 questions. She answered 78 correctly, so 100 minus 78 is 22 questions. So that means she would have answered 22 questions incorrectly out of 100. Another way to break that down is 11/50th. Hence, the answer is C. 22% is the same as saying 11/50th. Question 2. What percent does this shaded grid represent? I know there is a 10 by 10 grid. There are 100. 10, 20, 30, 40. 44 hundredths or 44 hundredths or 44% are shaded. So the answer must be B. Question 3. The table below shows the relationship between the amount of time a bricklayer works and the height of the wall he builds. Which equation can be used to determine the number of hours it takes the bricklayer to reach a height of y inches? So what is the relationship here? It looks like the relationship is times 6. Which one is times 6? Well, it's either A or C. But if this is X, what are you multiplying the 6 by? By the letter X. So it's Y equals 6X. So it must be C. Do not get tricked by the other one. The other one is to trick you. So again, you're multiplying the 6 by what number? The input, which is the time worked hour, which is represented by the letter X. Question number 4. If 3 bushels of apple weigh 105 pounds, so we know 105 pounds, we know 105 pounds represent 3 bushels. How much would 1 bushel cost? So it's unit rate. They're asking you, can you break it down to per bushel? How do you break it down from 3 bushels to 1 bushel? You divide by 3. So 105 divided by 3 is 35. So there are 35 pounds per bushel. That's to break it down by unit rate. Question number 5. Ben found a street vendor selling flowers. For $4, you will get 15 carnations. If Ben spends $12, which equation could be used to find the number of carnation? So let's solve this before we look at these choices. How do you build up from $4 to $12? By 3. So 15 carnation by 3 is 45 carnation. So which one of these will give me that same answer? Can 12 be built up into 15? Well, we could break it down to 1/3. Then we build it up by 5. It's 5 carnation. That does not make sense. Can 15 be broken into 16? No, it cannot. So letter C. So question C. Can 4 be built up to 12 or $4 be built up to $12? It's by 3. So it's 45. C is the answer. C is the answer. Sorry about that announcement. But C is the answer. So again, which one built up by 3 to get 45 carnation? C does it. What they did is they wrote it upside down. They wrote it as an improper. So $4 to $12, you build up to $3. 15 carnation by 3 is 45. Next question. 6. Leta wants to go on a band trip to Chicago. It costs $1,200, which is 100% of the cost per student. The band will pay 25% of them. Using the number line, determine the amount of money Leta will pay for the Chicago trip. So we know right here represents 50%. So we know right here represents 25%, and right here represents 75%. So the band will pay 25% of the 100%. So what's between $200, $400, $300? I had other kids who said, I don't like using these. Can I use the percent proportion? Remember, is part to whole was a percent per 100. So percent per 100 part to whole. So 25% is how much the band will pay. For 1,200 is the total cost. Can you build it up from 100 to 1,200? Build it up by 12. Build it up by 12. 25 times 12 is $300. Next question. Question 7. Gabby is working to earn $200. She earns $25 mowing her grandmother's lawn, $60 for house cleaning. Which decimal represents the part of the money Gabby still needs to earn? So in this one, 25 plus 60, so she earned $85 out of 200. She still needs to earn, let's see, 200 minus 85, regroup. She still needs to earn $115 out of 200. So we need to turn this to a decimal. There's a couple ways to do this. You can do it this way. Top goes in, Tybo. Top goes in, bottom goes out. So this is how you turn it to decimal. Can 200 goes in 115? 0 times. You can put a decimal point. We can get rid of that number. Okay, how many groups of 200 go into 1,150? It goes in 5 times. Remainder is 150. Get rid of remainder. How many groups of 200 go in 1,500? 7 times. Remainder is 100. Add a 0, bring it down. How many groups of 200 go in 1,000? 5 times. So the answer is A. I had other kids do it this way. I said, Mr. Joe, I want to break it into a percent. I want to break this down to 100. So I divide both numbers by 2. What's half of 115? 57.5% is the same as saying A. Turn it into a decimal. I'm moving it 2 places. That's another way to do it. So in other words, she needs to say over half. She still needs to say over half with her $200. Which number is over half? A. You have to estimate that. It's 57%. Next question. Number 8. The graph below shows the relationship between x and y. Which set of number represents the dependent? Dry mix. So y is dry, dependent. X is independent x. So dependent are these numbers. So let's find all the points here. This point is -7, -3. This is -2, 2. This one is 1, 5. And this one is 4, 8. So dependent is the y-axis. So the dependent are all of these numbers right here. So -3, 2, 5. B is the answer. So we're looking for what numbers did they use here? They used this number, this number, this number. So they used the y number, the y-axis. Dependent is y. Next question. Question 9. What is the gap has a cell insert. The table shows the regular price and amount discount. Which equation best represents a relationship? So what's the relationship from $12 to $3.60, from $15 to $4.50, from $22 to $6.60, from $30 to $9? I think you're going to multiply something. So what number will you multiply 12 by to get 360? Well, since I cannot figure out, I'm going to divide it and find out. How many groups of 12 go in 3? 0 times. How many groups of 12 go in 360? 3 times. So the relationship is you multiply by 3/10. So 3/10. So I know it can't be C. So what letter are you multiplying 3/10 by? The input is R. So is D equal 3/10 of R? That's why A is the only one that makes sense here. So you're multiplying the regular price by 3/10 to figure out the discount. That's why A is the answer. Question number 10. Felix pays $4.20 per carton for fresh eggs from the farmer's market. If X represents the number of egg carton and Y is the total cost, which of the following equation is correct? So he pays $4.20 per carton. So how would you write this using equation? So we know it's 420x. Y is equal to 420x. So which one would show this? I think B is going to be the answer. But it's saying Y is the total cost. So it's $33.60. So it must be B because it's saying it costs $4.20 per carton and you spent $33.60. So from this you can tell how many cartons you need to buy. I think you need to buy around 8 of them. 8 cartons to reach that. A and C does not make sense. Yes, this is saying you spend $33.60 for each carton and you spent $4.20. That doesn't make sense. And this one I have no idea what it's trying to say here. 11. Max needs to create equivalent expressions that simplify to 12. Which of these is not simplified to 12? So do you remember your GEMDAS or order of operation? So let's do the first one. Group G is for grouping, none. E is for exponent, that's 36. You might say, how do I get 36? 6 times 6 is 36. M and D is multiplying, dividing from left to right. So are there any multiplying and dividing here? I see dividing here, and I see multiplying right there. So 36 divided by 4 is 9, plus 3 is 12. 12 is the answer. So which one is not equal to 12? Not A. Let's look at B. What's 2? Go. G is for grouping, so we must do grouping symbol. So what's 2 cubed? 2 times 2 times 2. It's saying, what is 2 repeated 3 times? 2 times 2 is 4, times 2 is 8. 8 minus 6 is 2. And what is this improper fraction going to be? This is division. 12 divided by 2 is 6. So 2 times 6 is 12. The answer must be C then. Let's see why C is not equal to 12. 9 squared. What's 9 repeated twice? 9 times 9 is 81. 81 minus 9 is 72. So, do you see any next thing after you do grouping? Exponent, multiply and divide from left to right. I see it dividing right there. 72 divided by 8 is 9, plus 4 minus 2 is 5. 9 plus 4 is 13 minus 2 is 11. And that is the answer. That's why it's not equal to 12. Question 12. The pictorial model shows the number of triangles and circles that Amy and Steve drew. How many total triangles and circles did Amy and Steve draw? There's 2 ways you can do it. You can do it as complicated as this. I see 2 groups of 4 plus 2. This is 4 plus 2. And what is 4 plus 2? 6. What's 2 groups of 6? 12. Or you can do it as easy as this. Just add them up. You have 8 triangles plus 4 circles adds up to 12 shapes. Trey's teacher jogs on the weekend. Last weekend, his teacher jogged 1 mile on Saturday and 2.5 miles on Sunday. How many yards did his teacher jog last weekend? For this one, you will need a pink measuring chart. So there are 1,760 yards for every mile. So last weekend, his teacher jogged 1 mile on Saturday and 2.5 miles on Sunday. That's 3.5 miles. So how do you go from 1 mile to 3.5 miles? You got to build it up. So we must build it up. How are you going to build up from 1 mile to 3.5 miles? You need to build it up by 3.5. So it's 1,760 times 3.5. That is 0. That's 30 carried to 3. That's 35 plus 3 is 38 carried to 3. That's 8. 0 here. That's 0. That's 18 carried to 1. That's 21 plus 1 is 22 carried to 2. That's 3 plus 2 is 5. It will add up to 6,000. Oh, don't forget the decimal point. One place. There's one number. One is in the 10th place. So this has to be in the 10th place. So it's 6,160 yards. So bubble in the positive, bubble in the 6, the 1, the 6, and the 0. There are 6,160 yards for every 3.5 miles. Question 14. At a refinery in Canada, I saw a barrel of gasoline. Each barrel of gasoline will hold 96 liters. Which of the following is the closest of gallons of gasoline the barrel will hold? So, there are 3.79 liters per gallon. So you have 96 liters. It's asking how many gallons go into this. Make it a little more neater. So, are you breaking it down or building up? So you're building it up. So how do you go from 3.679 to 96? Let's divide and find out. Again, I don't like dividing by decimal, so I move this 2 places to the right. That's over here. I move it 2 places to the right. So that's will go right here. So how many 379 go to 960? 2 times. That is 18 carried to 1. That's 15 carried to 1. That's 758. I subtract that. I get 2. This is a 5. A 0. That is a 2. Bring this down. How many groups of 379 go into? I feel like I messed up here. There's something wrong with this math. So messy. Let me do it again. So it's 3.79 go into 96. So I move this 2 places to the right, 2 places to the right. So that's what go here. So how many groups of 379 go to 999? None. How many 379 go to 96? None. How many groups of 379 go to 960? I say 2 times. That's 18 carried to 1. That's 15 carried to 1. 758. Still the same answer. Let's subtract this. I regroup. That's a 5. That's a 0. That's a 2. And 9 minus 7 is 2. Yeah. That's the same answer. 0. All right. How many groups of 379 go to 2020? I say 4 times. So that would be 36, 3. That's 28, 29, 30, 31. Carry 3. 12, 13, 14, 15. Or is it 5 times? Could be 5 times. 45. Carry 4 to 39. Carry to 3. 15. It's actually 5 times. 5 times. So it goes in about 5 times. Oh, closest. I mean, we're estimating here because I was wondering why I'm not getting this exact. We're estimating here. So 45, 4, that's 3. So if you subtract this, well, I'm going to stop right now because it did say estimate. So 25 is closest to C. There are 24 gallons in 96 liters. If each gallon holds 3.79 liters, there's about 24 gallons. I wonder if they estimate here, and instead of using 3.79, they rounded to 4. I bet you they did that. That's why they got this answer. Each gallon has 4 liters. So it's saying how many groups of 4 go to 96? 24 times. That's what I did. And last but not least, can you put the numbers in the correct spot? So as you see, the percents are going from least to greatest. They're skip counting by 25. So we're done with all those percents. Now, let's put the fraction in the correct spot. 0 will definitely be 0/3. 25% is the same thing as saying 25 hundredths, which is 1/4. Which one of these will simplify to 1/4? Well, 6/8 is 3/4, that's 75%. 1/4 is 4/16, because 4/16 simplified to 2/8 1/4. So 3/2 is 1.5 or 1.5, which is 150%. So we're left, this is the last positive. This is 1 6/8 or 1 3/4. So 14/8 goes right here. And now the decimal. Negative 50%. Which one is negative half? Well, 15 is half of 30, so it goes right here. And 5/20 simplified to 1/4, so negative 5/20 is the same thing as negative 25%. So here is the order of it. So this is your final, your semester final. Good luck, semester final review. Good luck on this.